Well, I just went to fire this thing up after a few weeks, and it was warm when I got it, but it's been sitting out in the garage and it's probably about 45 degrees out there. So I just went to fire the thing up, and this is what I got. Let's see if I help it spin. Nice. Well, I guess what you get what you pay for. That's quite a bit of torque. I'm applying my hand right here, and I can't seem to slow the drum down. Alright, I finally got this thing working. Here's the cover for it. Here's the parts. Gotta say, I'm not really impressed with the quality, but what do you want for that price? Comes with a K50 style 5/8 reel with a carrier. Not quite as heavy duty, but probably works just the same. I really can't tell the difference in the cable. The carrier's kind of cheap, but other than that, it's pretty much the same as rigid. Comes with this smaller drum with a adapter clutch to spin it, so it basically converts the sectional machine into a small sink drum machine. Good for tub drains and maybe lavatory drains. And now that I've loosened up the screws on the motor, which now flops around because it's loose, that's taken enough tension off the belt where the thing will actually start. Excuse me. Another thing I've noticed, maybe this is just me being retarded, but this drum adapter doesn't seem to fit the little screw hole that they've put here. I guess that's for it to lock in place to hold this, but neither one of these holes line up, but it does stop it from spinning just from being up against it, so I guess that kind of works. But overall, nothing really seems to be held in any sort of tight tolerances. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that that's what that hole is for. It's to hold that pin. And you know, it's not even close. It's like, you can see just with the camera that it's probably I don't know, 1/4 of an inch off. I mean, I could see a few thousandths, but good God, it's not even close. And then if you look at the belt, the pulleys are not even lined up. You see how this pulley is too far forward, and there isn't any adjustment There's not any sort of slots that you can adjust this. I mean, it's permanently like that. And when I received the machine, this belt was not even on. It was completely off, and I had to take it apart and put this on and loosen it up to the point where it would start. It has very poor starting torque. It does seem to have about the same torque as a K50 once it's actually going, but when it starts up, if there's any sort of resistance on that motor, it will not start. It'll just kind of do that thing and turn very slowly. But once you get that belt to the proper tension where it's not dragging so much, it will start up, and once it does start up, it spins just like a K50 and has just as much torque. Overall, I'd say the machine is a complete piece of Chinese crap, but you know, the cable you get with it and little cable kit, as well as this little drum, which could be put into a K60, you know, all that is about what I should say it's worth what I paid for the whole kit if I had bought Rigid brand cables and tools. I mean, I think Rigid wants like $250 or something like that just for that roll of cable, and that's about what I paid for the whole darn machine. So you know, if you need a set of tools, I guess it's worth it, but if you're going to pay about the same money for the tools, you might as well just get the Rigid brand tools, because the machine is more or less worthless. I'd keep it on the truck for a backup just in case my Rigid broke, but I feel that if this was used on a daily basis, it would probably crap out in 9, 10, something like that usage. I mean, it's just very poorly constructed. There's no sort of engineering here. I mean, it basically looks like somebody designed it in their basement. You know, the tolerances are horribly off. I mean, I'm not talking about a couple mics here and there or a thousandth. I mean, things are off by a 1/4 inch. You know, that's just way too sloppy for a machine. I mean, heck, I've seen Walmart bicycles that were better constructed. So that's my review